If you don't like my chongo in this video, mind your business. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to make a video kind of like sitting down and talking to you guys about a topic that I genuinely hate, and I really hope my videos and my channel can be kind of a platform that can help dismantle this idea. And by that idea I mean diet culture. It's a topic that I've struggled myself with kind of dismantling in my own beliefs and kind of getting rid of in my daily thought process and kind of my everyday life. So it's a topic that I feel like affects a lot of the people that I know and just society in general. So while I talk about that, I'm filming outside, so if you guys hear random noises, it's either the trees or random birds or animals. So disclaimer. While I'm filming this video, I'm gonna be painting. I'm not a good artist. I don't think I really have an artistic bone in my body, but we're gonna be painting while I'm talking. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm painting. Okay, so diet culture. I hate it. I think it's a trash belief that we see all over social media. We see it all over kind of in our culture. I feel like, I mean, I can't really speak for multiple cultures, but I see it in my family. I see it in my friend groups. Not that my friends enforce it, but I can see some of my friends affected by it. I can see people that I care about affected by it, and I genuinely hate it, and it affected me my entire life. So it's not something new because I'm 20 and I saw it affect me like my entire life. So diet culture, what is diet culture? I'm also not a professional. I probably don't have the proper definition, and I tried to look into it a little bit more so that I could give you guys a proper definition, but I feel like there's different variations to it and there's a lot that goes into it, so it's not just like one definition, but it's more of like an overarching idea that we see. Some of the research that I did was with the National Eating Disorders Association, and the definition that I saw about diet culture was kind of this overarching idea that we idolize certain body types and certain diets to reinforce this idea that we all have to look like a super thin body type. We see it all over social media. Instagram models, artists, you know, that really like cookie cutter type body that everyone wishes they had. So slim waist, thinner body types that we think of when we think of a healthy body type, you know what I mean? But the reality is that people can be healthy at any size and shape and weight. Okay, and the thing about diet culture that I really hate is that it reinforces this idea that our value as an individual is based on the number on a scale and the body type that we have, which I think is such a crazy idea to even think that we should all look the same. We should all have a similar body type. And so the thing about diet culture is that it really reinforces this idea that our value as an individual is solely based on the number on a scale and the size of jeans or top or dress or clothing in general that we wear. And like, I struggled personally with that my entire life, just because it's a commonly held belief that we have to be thin to be considered healthy and to be considered valuable. That's a really damaging idea and concept that our society has accepted, you know what I mean? Like, I remember as a kid, I was always really chubby as a kid. Like, I've never been thin or whatever, you know, I was never thin. But I remember when I was a kid, I have an aunt who, she shall not be named, I'm not gonna say her name, and as a kid, one time I was eating, I don't know, I was eating like a snack or something with one of my cousins, and my cousin is like, you know, she's thinner, right? And at the time I was like seeing like a nutritionist and everything because I was really chubby, right? And my aunt comes like to where we're eating in the kitchen, and she, like, our hands were resting on the table, and she compared my arm size, and my cousin's like 4 years older than me, right? And she compared my arm size to that of my cousin's. And since my cousin's older, you know, like, they're supposed to be bigger than us, not the younger kid being bigger than the older kid. And she goes, look, like, your arm is bigger than her arm.
No ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
Do you know how effed up I was as a kid? Like, She literally compared my arm size to that of my cousins. Like, what? And my mom wasn't around like when that happened, obviously, or else my mom would have said something. I was probably like, what, 6? A 6-year-old. She told a whole ass 6-year-old that. She compared my arm size to that of my cousins to call me fat. Like, what? I'm sorry, what?
But you did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
Stuff like that we like, little comments that we hear our relatives say, that we hear a person on the street say, or that we hear a person in our friend group say, like, that stuff f's you up mentally, you know what I mean? And I've always struggled with like body image issues, you know what I mean? And like comments like that are the ones that like stuck with me, and especially when I was like at lower points of my like self-esteem and all of that, like that's all you hear in those comments. That's all you hear. And I got to a point recently where I realized that I don't want to be miserable my whole life. And by miserable, I mean I don't want to be miserable because I'm constantly comparing my body to that of an Instagram model's. I don't want to live miserable because I'm constantly comparing my body to that of somebody else's. And I'm completely tired of it. And that's why I'm making this video, because I want to tell y'all that if someone makes a comment about your body and it makes you feel like crap, I don't know if I can cuss on here, I wish I could, and it makes you feel like crap about yourself, screw them. Cut the cord. Cut them out of your life. Stop talking to them. Ignore them. Tell them off. You know what I mean? Because other people shouldn't have the right or the power to determine how you feel about yourself. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with my soul. It doesn't sit right with my spirit that someone else's comments or thoughts about me can determine how I feel about myself and how I feel about my body, and determines how much I love myself. And that's why I want to make this video, because I want to tell y'all that if you're happy with how your body looks like right now, then great. If you don't love your body yet, that's okay. It's a journey. It maybe sounds cheesy or corny, but it's true, you know what I mean? We have to start to love ourselves and our bodies and who we are, no matter at what stage we are at. Regardless of the number on the scale, regardless of the size of clothes you wear, it shouldn't matter, because guess what? Only you know what you've been through. Only you know who you are. Only you know your worth. And no one else should determine how you feel about yourself or how much you love yourself. You shouldn't compare yourselves to the people you see on social media. You shouldn't compare yourselves to the people you see in movies or magazines or anywhere, because we're all different. We don't eat the same thing. We don't eat the same amount of calories. We don't eat the same food. We aren't from the same cultures. We aren't from the same places. Of course we're gonna look different. We're gonna have different body shapes and sizes. You know how boring it would be if we all looked the same? You shouldn't feel bad about what you're eating so that you can look a specific way, just so you can look the way that society wants you to look. Period. I'm really passionate about this because I let these beliefs control how I felt about myself for so long. 20 years. I probably didn't even think about anything the first 5, but 15 years at least. So I want to sit here and tell y'all that you are beautiful and you are amazing regardless of how you look, regardless of the size of clothing that you wear. Who cares? You're beautiful regardless. And so if you guys see me post the videos about how I'm losing weight, you're gonna be like, well baby, didn't you just say that you're supposed to love yourself regardless of how you look? Yes you are, but because I love myself, I want to live a healthier lifestyle compared to what I was living, because your girl was not taking care of herself. I was, yes, eating whatever the hell I wanted, but it wasn't the best for me. And I'm happy with what I'm eating right now. Just because I'm losing weight doesn't mean that I hate the food that I'm eating, because that's also why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. A large portion of my life I tried to change how my body looked, and I was super miserable whenever I was quote unquote dieting. And I realized that I don't want to lose weight if I'm gonna be miserable, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm eating foods that I still like, but just are a little bit better for me, or I'm just putting a little bit more thought into what I'm putting in my body. If you want to lose weight, congrats, that's really good for you. But make sure you're enjoying the journey, you know what I'm saying, and you're loving yourself at every point in your journey. It makes it so much better and so much easier. The last couple months that I've kind of, I don't know, I guess had this epiphany, I've enjoyed the process. Like, there hasn't been a point where I feel miserable about myself or miserable about what I'm eating, because I genuinely enjoy all of the food that I'm eating. I'm still eating the things that are considered, I guess, guilty foods or guilty pleasures, because I shouldn't feel guilty about eating it. Like, it's completely normal. I didn't cut out chips, cookies, ice cream, fast food. I'm still eating it. I'm just eating it in moderation. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's so true. I'm not eating a whole bag of chips. But what's really helped me is just continuing to eat the foods that I still love, just in smaller quantities, so that I don't feel like I'm starving myself or depriving myself of foods that I genuinely enjoy. And so that when I do eat them, I don't go overboard like I used to. And to be honest, I still struggle. Like, just because I'm sitting here preaching about like loving yourself and loving your body, it doesn't mean like that I never have these thoughts anymore. I mean, I still do. It's a journey, I guess. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of hard making these videos because I feel like I'm putting my insecurities out there. But I've seen videos of people who kind of share their own little journeys, and it's been super helpful for me in kind of accepting myself and where I'm at right now. And like I said, I still am like a little nervous about posting like my whole ass insecurities and like the fact that I've struggled with body image issues my whole life, because I'm like, my family's gonna see this, or like my friends are gonna see this. But you know, screw it. I'm tired of worrying about what others think of me. I want to tell anyone who watches this video that you shouldn't care what people think about you. Do whatever the hell makes you happy. I want to tell anyone who watches this what I wish someone would have told me when I was that 6-year-old whose aunt was comparing her arm size to an older cousin. That first of all, when people make those comments, it's completely insensitive, inappropriate, and none of her business. And the only person that can determine how I should feel about myself is me. And that what you eat should not determine how you feel about yourself, and neither does the number on the scale. And if you are unhappy with what you see in the mirror, I'm here to help you make those changes that may help you. But just know that you shouldn't love yourself more once your body has changed or once your physical appearance has changed. I really recommend kind of starting that journey of self-love and self-appreciation before you start making those changes to change your physical appearance. I hope the audio is good in this video. I tried to talk louder than I normally do because I catch myself like whispering when I make these videos because I'm shy and like I'm shy. I'm still a little nervous about filming videos because siento como que me juzgan loca. My family probably thinks I'm crazy for like sitting here and talking to myself on the camera. And obviously I need to continue to do this so I can get my head out of my ass. So I hope I can continue to make videos about issues like this that basically just make you feel good about yourself after watching them, because I don't know about y'all, but I struggle to find videos like this that remind you how badass you are, and that remind you that you should not let social media and anyone besides yourself determine how you feel about yourself, especially people that you're close to. Because I feel like sometimes there's like this ¿cómo se dice? There's just like this overall belief that like people who are close to you or people in your family, you know, like they sometimes feel like they have a right to tell you or like make these comments because they're close to you or because they know you. And to be honest, they don't. Like, if anyone thinks they have a right to make these comments about you or about your body or about anything that you do, they don't, because guess what? It's not their life, it's yours. Isn't it crazy that there's people out there who think they have a right to make a comment about you or like have an opinion about what you do or what you look like or what you eat? Tan pendejos, huh? Ugh, people like that irritate me. Like, there's no way someone can live. Well, there are ways. I mean, if people freaking love lettuce, but it's like, there's no way I should have to eat lettuce every single day of my life for breakfast, lunch, and dinner just so that my body can look like what people want it to look like. Ni madres. I'm gonna eat tacos, wings, tamales, pozole, menudo, a burger if I want to. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it. Like, I know I talked about calories in my last video, how I was still like within my range of calories, and I don't want to promote like eating disorders in any way. Like, you should not obsess over the amount of calories that you're eating. It just helps me because I'm slowly learning how to create these healthy habits with food, and calories for me help me kind of guide me in the right direction as I'm learning and as I'm slowly trying to adapt better like intuitive eating habits and things like that. So it's just helping me start out, but in no ways am I like planning on depending on counting calories for the rest of my life, because that's just not realistic for me. And that's why I wanted to like start this weight loss journey, but like not cutting out foods that I love, because I want this to be long term. Like, I want to live like a healthier lifestyle and have a healthier relationship with food long term, not just cut out foods for now. Once I hit my goal weight or whatever, go back to eating it and then gain the weight back. Like, I want to adapt these habits long term, and I really recommend it. You're not gonna lose 20 pounds in a month, or maybe you will if that's how your body works, but like personally I'm not, and I'm okay with it because eventually it's just gonna be a habit for me to eat a certain way and have a better relationship with food, you know? Yeah, I've been painting this stupid maceta for like an hour already, but you know what, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm not perfect. Perfect does not exist. You guys, I'm gonna paint nopales. So yeah, this video kind of turned into a little F diet culture, F stereotypical beauty standards, F what people think about you, F what anyone has to say about you. I'm just so tired of holding back because I'm afraid of what people think, and holding back because I don't love myself, or I didn't. It's still a journey, but I didn't love myself because of comments that people made about the past about me. So let's do what influencers do. Leave a comment down below on something that you're working on, whether it be a small business, loving yourself, starting that business you wanted to start but you were a little scared of what people would say, anything. It's the paparazzi. You guys, look at my little cactus. Also, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for the longest time, but I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I'm trying not to be a perfectionist. Not that like I'm not trying to be good at what I do, but I just wanted to be perfect. Like, I wanted the editing to be perfect, I wanted the camera quality to be perfect, I wanted to say everything perfectly. And I realized that if I didn't start, I was never going to. I'm okay with my first videos being kind of weird and awkward, and like if I don't start, I'm never gonna get the experience. I'm never gonna practice the editing or the filming or the talking in front of a camera. So I just wanted to start, and here I am. So like, comment, and subscribe if you like my videos, or if you don't have to like my actual video to press the button. You could press the button regardless, but I would really appreciate it if you did. And if you feel like my video helped you in any way, I really hope this video helps someone, anyone. And like I've said it before, even if it doesn't help a single person, it kind of helps me. It helps me voice my thoughts out loud, speak some of my thoughts into existence, and like I mentioned, work towards not caring what people say or think, because I am not going to let that determine what I do with my life anymore and what I think about myself, period. Look at my nopalitos. I feel like that piece of advice also goes for like anyone who wants to start like seeing changes in their life. If you don't start somewhere, anywhere, it's never gonna happen. But yeah, if you don't start somewhere, you're gonna stay the same. Sounds like the most logical thing ever, but sometimes we need someone to say it, or we need to hear it, or we need to say it to ourselves. If you never start, whatever you want, whatever change you want to see, it's never gonna happen. How do you draw thorns? How do you paint thorns? But yeah, hopefully I can gather my thoughts when I edit this video, but that's pretty much it. I really hope that this video helped anyone. Like I mentioned, I really hope this video helped anyone kind of think of themselves in a better light and hopefully start accepting the fact that we should not let other people's comments, thoughts, and beliefs in social media standards and social standards determine how much we value ourselves as a person, as an individual. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed until the very end of this video, if you would like to see more videos like this, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I really appreciate anyone who took the time out of their day to stay until the very end. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.